Today we are going to go over Unit 4. We're going to start with Lesson 16 first. The objectives for Lesson 16 is so you will be able to compute maturity value and interest rate of a single payment loan. You will also be able to distinguish between ordinary and exact interest. Let's start with some key terms. We have term, which is the amount of time for which a loan is granted. We have bonds, which is a written pledge from a business or government that indicates the holder has lent the issuer money and will be repaid with interest after a certain amount of time. Maturity value, which is the total amount you must repay for a loan. Promissory note is a written promise to pay a certain sum of money on a specific date in the future. Single payment loan is a loan you repay with one payment after a specified period of time. Ordinary interest is interest on a loan calculated by basing the loan's time period on a 360-day year. Exact interest is interest on a loan calculated by basing the loan's time period on a 365-day year. Let's go over ordinary versus exact interest. So the definitions I mentioned earlier, the differences are the days. Ordinary is based on 360, whereas exact interest is based on 365 days. So the formula that we are going to use to find the interest will be very similar from what we learned in Unit 2. The only difference is, instead of just time, we are going to do time over 360 for ordinary and time over 365 for exact. To find the maturity value, we are going to add the interest plus the principal. So let's go over an example. We have Patrick's bank granted him a single payment loan of $4,000 for 45 days at 8% ordinary interest. What is the amount of ordinary interest owed? So we're finding interest. We're going to use principal times rate times time divided by 360. So we plug in everything we know. We know the principal to be 4,000, the rate to be 8%, but like before, we have to convert 8% into decimal, which is 0.08, times how many days we borrowed it for, which is 45 days, divide that by 365 or 360. So order of operation, let's do what's inside the parenthesis first, and then we multiply, giving us ordinary interest of $40. Alright, here's another example. Brad's bank granted him a single payment loan of $7,500 for 144 days at 7.5% ordinary interest. What is the amount of ordinary interest owed? Same thing, ordinary interest is equal to principal times rate times time divided by 360, giving us 7,500 times 0.075 times 144 divided by 360. Order of operation, we get ordinary interest to be $225. Alright, this time we are looking for the maturity value. So the first step is going to be the same thing we did earlier, was to find the ordinary interest. So we know that the principal is $10,500 this time. It's for 90 days, and the interest rate is 8.25%. So that is 10,500 times 0.0825 times 90 over 360. So ordinary interest is 10,500 times 0.0825 times 0.25, giving us $216.56. Step 2 is to find the maturity value. Remember earlier we said maturity value is principal plus interest. That is $10,500 plus $216.56, giving us the maturity value of $10,716.56. Alright, now I want you to try one out on your own. Resume the video when you are ready. Alright, same as before, first step is to find the ordinary interest. So plug into the formula everything we know. 12,400 times 0.0875 times 80 over 360. Using order of operation, we get that ordinary interest is $241.11. Now that we have that, we can go ahead, plug it into the other formula to find our maturity value. That's principal plus interest, which is going to give us $12,641.11. Alright, now let's find the number of days a loan is taken out. So we're using the same information as we did earlier, except for this time we're looking for a different part of the formula. We're looking for how many days this time, which is a unit of time. So what we're going to do is we are going to label X as time because we don't know what it is. And then we plug in everything we do know. We know exact interest is $1,095. We know the principal is $21,751. We know the rate is 0.075. And keep in mind, because we're looking for using exact interest, it is X divided by 365. So let's combine like terms first. So $21,751 times 0.075 gives us $1,631.33. Now that we have that, we can get rid of the 365 by multiplying it on both sides. Remember opposite operation. That's why I ended up multiplying it. So when we do that, the left side gets 399,675 equals $1,631.33 times X. So keep in mind, you do not multiply the 365 with the $1,631.33 because the goal was to get rid of the 365. Now that we have that, we need to solve for X by getting it by itself. That means we are going to use opposite operation by dividing, which ends up giving us 245 days. That means it takes 245 days to earn $1,095 in exact interest. Alright, now I want you to try one out on your own. Resume the video when you are ready. Alright, so this one isn't like the one we did earlier, it's the one from earlier, even before, except for this time we're doing exact interest versus ordinary. So same thing, plug in everything we know. We know $6,250 for exact interest, principal. We know the rate times x over 365. Multiply everything. We get $12,006.58. And now we need to get rid of the 365 by multiplying it on both sides. When we do that, we get 2,281,250 equals $12,006.58 times x. So what we need to do now is we need to divide both sides by $12,006.58, giving us 190 days. Alright, this time we are looking for the rate of a loan. Nathan borrowed $7,500 to purchase a motorcycle. He agreed to pay back $7,900 in 205 days. What was the exact interest rate? So this time we're looking for the rate. Because we don't know the rate, we set x equals to that. Plug in everything we know. Keep in mind that we don't know the actual interest. They gave us the maturity value of $7,900 and then the principal of $7,500. So the exact interest is going to be $450. Now that we have that, let's combine like terms. On the right side, we get $4,212.33 times x. Use opposite operation to get x by itself. That means we need to divide, giving us 0.095. Convert that to percentage, which is 9.5%. Alright, now again, I want you to try one out on your own. Resume the video when you are done. Alright, again, let x equals to rate, plug in everything you know. This time the interest, the exact interest is going to be $17 because we subtract 400 from 417. Now we multiply 400 times the outcome of 130 divided by 365 and we get $142.47. Now what we need to do is we need to divide both sides by $142.42, giving us 0.119. Convert that to percentage, which is 11.9%. Alright, now we are going to go over lesson 17. The objective for lesson 17 is so you will be able to calculate monthly payment, finance charge, portion to interest, and portion to principal for an installment loan. Let's go over some definitions. We have down payment, which is the portion of the cash price of an item you are purchasing, which you pay before financing the rest on credit, and that's usually required when purchasing an item with an installment loan. Amount financed is the portion of the cash price owed after making the down payment. Installment loan is a loan you repay in equal payments over a specified period of time. Repayment schedule shows the distribution of interest and principal over the life of a loan. APR, which is an index showing the cost of borrowing money on a yearly basis expressed as a percent. Alright, we are going to go over amount financed. We are going to use this formula. Amount financed is the cash price minus the down payment. The down payment is usually given in some kind of percentage, so we need to find it by multiplying the cash price by the percent. So here's an example. Cameron purchased a new motorcycle for $7,980. He made a 20% down payment and financed the remainder. What amount did he finance? So first thing we need to do is find the down payment, which is the cash price times the percent. Cash price is $77,980 times percent of 0.20. So down payment is $1,596. Second step is find amount financed. Subtract $1,596 from $7,980, giving us the amount financed of $6,384. Alright, here's another example. Samantha purchased a workstation for her home, which included a desk, a laptop, a chair, and a desk lamp. She lives in Arizona and pays an 8.75% sales tax. If she made a down payment of 20% and financed the rest using the store's installment plan, what amount did she finance? So first, we need to find the total tax. This one's a little bit different than the one we did before, but you should be familiar with finding the tax because you learned that in the previous lessons. So add up everything, add up all the items, and multiply by the sales tax rate. So when we add up all the items, we get $1,190.47. Multiply that by the tax rate of 0.0875, giving us the sales tax of $104.17. We have that. Now we can find the cash price. Remember, cash price is the total selling plus the sales tax. So we add that together, giving us $1,294.64. Now we can find the down payment. So down payment is the cash price of $1,294.64 multiplied by 20%, giving us the down payment of $258.93. Last step is find the amount financed, which is cash price minus down payment. That gives us a total of $1,035.71. Alright, loan tables. So sometimes they'll give you a table, and we can use that information to find what we need. So monthly payment is the amount of loan divided by 100 times the monthly payment for a $100 loan. So that part is going to be found using the table. Total amount repaid is the number of payments times the monthly payment. Finance charge is the total amount repaid minus the amount financed. So here's an example. Spencer purchased a lawnmower with an installment loan that has an APR of 12%. The lawnmower sells for $298. The store financing requires a 15% down payment and 30 monthly payments. What is the finance charge? First step, let's find the down payment. That's cash price times percent. So down payment of $44.70. Once we have that, we can find the amount financed, which is the cash price minus the down payment, giving us the total amount financed of $253.33. I'm sorry, 30 cents. Now that we have that, let's find the monthly payment. And we are going to use a table for that. So let's take a look at the table. Remember, it's a 30 monthly payment with an APR of 12%. So we need to look at the column for 12% and then the row for 30 months. So each month, for every $100 we borrow, we pay back $3.87 because that's where they intersect. So let's plug that number in. If you notice, I plugged that number into here. And this was the amount of loan we got from the previous slide. So now that we have that, we can use order of operation, divide what's inside the parenthesis, then multiply by $3.87, giving us $9.80. So that is the monthly payment. Next step is to find the total amount repaid. So remember, it's good for 30 months. We made 30-month payments. So we multiply the number of payments, which is 30, by the monthly payment of $9.80. That gives us $294. So that is the total amount we repaid. So to find the finance charge, you get the amount of the loan, subtract that from the amount repaid, which is $294 minus $253.30, giving us a finance charge of $40.70. Alright, now I want you to try one out on your own. Resume the video when you are ready. Alright, remember, first step, find down payment. Cash price times percent. Down payment is going to be $142.50. We have that. Let's find the amount financed. That is going to be $807.50. Now let's find the monthly payment. So keep in mind the amount financed, alright? $807.50. Let's go ahead and take a look at the table. It is an APR of 8%, and it is good for 36 months. So that means for every $100 we borrow, we must pay $3.13. Alright, now let's plug in everything we know. Use order of operation. That should give us the monthly payment of $25.27. Now that we have that, let's plug in to find the total amount repaid. That's going to be $25.27 times 36 months. That gives us the total amount repaid of $909.72. To find the finance charge, we subtract the amount financed, which is $807.50, from $909.72, giving us the finance charge of $102.22. Alright, repayment schedule. Interest, which is the principal times the rate times the time. So payment to principal is the monthly payment minus the interest. The new principal is equal to the previous principal minus the payment to principal. So here's an example. Finding interest. The repayment schedule is for a $1,800 loan at 8.5% for 6 months. What is the amount for interest at payment 4? So we're going to use the formula we've been using, which is interest equals principal times rate times time. Plug in everything we know. So remember, the principal was $1,800. However, at payment 4, the principal or the owed balance should be way less because we've made some money already. So if you notice, these are the amounts that we need to add up because this went towards the principal. So we add those up and subtract it from 1800 to give us how much we currently owe. So when we do that, we get $909.53. So we have that, multiply that by the rate of 0.085 times, because we're only looking for payment 4, which is 1 month, we have to divide that by 12 because it's 1 month out of the 12 months in a year. Alright, order of operation, we get $6.44. So that should go right there in that box, right here. And that is the final answer for that one. Alright, now I want you to try one out on your own. Resume the video when you are ready. Alright, this time we're looking for amount of interest at payment 6. So first, we need to find the payment to principal for payment 5 because we don't have that yet. So remember, that is monthly payment minus interest. So that's $425.52 minus $5.10, giving us $420.42. So that goes right there. We need that so that we can find the new principal. So let's plug into that formula. So that's 2,500 minus the sum of the first 5 months times 0.0725 times 1 over 12. So the interest is going to be $2.56. So that is the amount of interest for 6 months. Alright, finding the new principal. The repayment schedule is for $1,800 loan at 8.5% for 6 months. What is the principal after the first payment? So to find the new principal, all you have to do is get the previous principal and minus the payment to principal. So because we're only looking for the first payment, the previous principal is going to be $1,800. Subtract $294.73 from right there. When we subtract it, we get $1,505.27. So for this one, that's all you had to do. Here's another example. Same thing, we're looking for the principal after the first payment. So remember, to find new principal, it's always the previous principal minus the payment to principal. So that's going to be $2,500 minus $410.12, giving us $2,089.58. Let's go over lesson 18 now. Objectives for lesson 18. You will be able to compute final payment to pay off an installment plan, and you will also be able to learn how to calculate savings when paying off a loan early. So here are some definitions. We have installment loan, which is a loan you repay in equal payments over a specified period of time. Interest is the amount of money paid for the use of a lender's money. Final payment is payment on a simple interest loan that consists of the previous balance plus the current month's interest. Repayment schedule shows the distribution of interest and principal over the life of a loan. Repayment schedule. We're going to use the same formulas we have been using in the previous lesson. So here's an example. Francisco obtained a loan of $4,500 to install new flooring in his house. The interest rate is 10.5%. What is the interest on the first monthly payment? So to find interest, we're going to use principal times rate times time, plug in everything we know, which is 4,500 times 0.105 times 1 divided by 12. Same thing as earlier, we need to put divided by 12 because we only want 1 month out of the 12 months given. Alright, that means the interest for the first payment is going to be $39.38. Here is another example. So this time we're looking for how much of the first monthly payment covered principal. So the first thing we need to do is find the interest. It's the exact same question as before, or same example. So we got the interest of $39.38. Now that we have that, we can subtract it from the monthly payment to find out how much of it actually went to the $4,500. That means the $357.29 went towards the $4,500 that we owe. Alright, final payment. So Ryan took out a simple interest loan at 9.25% interest for 12 months. His previous balance is $1,264. What is the final payment if the loan is paid off with the next payment? So first step, find the interest. Same thing, $1,264 times 0.0925 times 1 over 12, giving us an interest of $9.74. So the next step is to find the final payment. Final payment is simply the interest plus the previous balance. So if we pay $1,273.74, the loan is completely paid off. Here's another example. Same thing, we're looking for final payment. First step, find the interest, plug in everything we know. The interest is going to be $2.74. Plug that in to the formula and we get $389.74. So if Kimberly paid $389.74 for the next payment, then she no longer has the loan. Interest saved. So if you pay off your if you pay off your loan earlier than the end of the term. So if you have a loan for 60 months and you end up paying in 50 months, you save a lot of interest. So this is a very good motivator for you to pay off your interest earlier. Alright, so to find the interest saved, we're going to use this formula. Total payback, so how much you pay back in total, subtract, we want to do what's inside the parenthesis first, it's the sum of all previous payment plus the final payment. So here's an example. Jeffrey paid for his car with a $15,000 loan at 8% for 24 months. His monthly payments are $678.41. After 7 months, the balance due was $10,869.23. If Jeffrey pays off the loan with the 8th payment, how much will he save? So first step, find the interest. Everything we've done earlier. Principal times rate times time. So principal is how much he owes still. I know it's a little bit tricky because you think of the initial, but this time it means how much do you still owe when you are trying to find the interest. Order of operation, we get $72.46. Once we have that, we find the final payment. Remember, like earlier, interest plus previous balance. That means the final payment is going to be $10,941.69. So last step is to find how much he saved. So interest saved is total payback minus parentheses sum of previous plus final payment. The total payback is how much he should have been paying back. So if the loan has you paying $678.41 for 24 months, you want to multiply 24 times that. That means that's how much you are technically supposed to pay back. Minus, so far he's only paid 7 payments of it. That's why you get the 7 right there. Multiply by the monthly payment plus the final payment. Order of operation, we end up with $16,281.84 minus $15,690.56. So Jeffrey was able to save $591.28. Alright, now I want you to try one out on your own. Resume the video when you are ready. Alright, again, first step, find the interest. That is $1,122.93 times 0.09 times 1/12, giving us the interest of $8.42. Next up, find the final payment. That's adding $8.42 to $1,122.93, giving us the final payment of $1,131.35. Next step is to find the interest saved. Plug in everything we know. Remember, monthly payment is $47.70, and it is for 36 months. That's how I got the 36 right there. Times that. And so far, Ricky has paid off 10 full payments. That's where we get that 10 from. So now all we have to do is order of operation to find the interest saved, which turns out to be $108.85. So that is all that we have for today. If you have any questions regarding anything I went over today, feel free to reach out to me. I would be glad to help you out.